Here's your wrestling news for November 13th, 2025. Your headlines for today include huge twist, suspended WWE stars set for men's WarGames match at Survivor Series. Chris Jericho takes shot at AEW, says TNA looked bigger. Scary scene on Raw, Charlotte Flair avoids serious injury thanks to top star. WWE eyeing two huge stars for Stephanie Vaquer's WrestleMania match. CM Punk and Roman Reigns set to team up in shocking move. Zelina Vega reveals shocking detail behind viral slap to Cody Rhodes. AEW Women's Blood and Guts match left multiple stars hurt. AEW star snaps backstage after brutal women's Blood and Guts match. 72-year-old WWE legend viciously attacked on AEW Dynamite, Flair missing. Kenny Omega set for AEW return before Full Gear, big plans ahead, and more. Drew McIntyre's on-screen suspension from the November 7th episode of WWE Smackdown may have looked like a serious punishment, but behind the scenes, the Scottish Warrior is still a key part of WWE's Survivor Series plans. According to Ibu of Self-Made, McIntyre's name has come up internally as a possible entrant for the upcoming WarGames match. When asked directly for an update, he confirmed, yes, he's been discussed for WarGames. It's believed that WWE is considering reshuffling the heel lineup to make it more dominant heading into the event. Current discussions reportedly include removing Austin Theory from the group and inserting McIntyre in his place, a move that would instantly boost the team's credibility and star power. As of now, the babyface side of WarGames includes CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso, with John Cena expected to join the squad. The heel side is shaping up to feature Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and Brock Lesnar, with McIntyre potentially rounding out the team if plans move forward. Should WWE replace Austin Theory with Drew McIntyre to strengthen the heel side? Share your thoughts in the comments below. TNA's Bound for Glory didn't just deliver for fans, it made waves throughout the wrestling industry, and one of the biggest names to take notice was none other than Chris Jericho. Speaking on his Talk Is Jericho podcast, the AEW original openly admitted that TNA looked like the #2 wrestling company in the world during the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. Jericho didn't hold back and even took a jab at his own company while praising the show. That crowd looked huge. It looked like a WWE level crowd. The place was packed. I was watching this, and not saying anything out of line here, but comparing it to watching Dynamite when they were at the ECW arena, which looked like a Tony Candello taping, sorry, it did. You guys, TNA looked like the second biggest company in the world, and that was amazing. Jericho continued by praising the production quality, saying the atmosphere was so strong that it felt like WWE's biggest event of the year. The presentation was incredible. Just talk about the crowd, and you've all watched the matches back, it looked like a WrestleMania. It really did. This isn't the first time someone has hinted that TNA could surpass AEW. Recently, Santino Marella claimed that with the right television deal, TNA could realistically leapfrog AEW, even with Tony Khan's financial backing. With Bound for Glory drawing rave reviews, consistent sellouts, and now major praise from Jericho, it's clear that TNA is building real momentum, and if they secure a major broadcast partner, the battle for the #2 spot behind WWE may become very real very soon. Do you think TNA has what it takes to pass AEW and become the true #2 promotion in the world? Share your thoughts in the comments below. WWE is already mapping out major plans for Stephanie Vaquer heading into WrestleMania 42, and the discussion suggests she could be stepping into one of the biggest matches of her career. According to Bodyslam.net, internal conversations have focused on two high-profile opponents for Vaquer, Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. Vaquer has rapidly cemented herself as a top-tier contender in WWE's women's division, and the company appears ready to showcase her on the biggest platform of the year. A showdown with Becky Lynch would place Vaquer opposite one of WWE's most decorated and reliable WrestleMania performers. On the other hand, a matchup with Rhea Ripley would create a power versus power clash between two of the most intense and physically dominant athletes on the roster. The match is not finalized yet, but the fact that Lynch and Ripley are the two names being seriously considered speaks volumes about the level of trust WWE already has in Vaquer's star power and big match capability. Who would you rather see Stephanie Vaquer face at WrestleMania 42, Becky Lynch or Rhea Ripley? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Charlotte Flair remains one of WWE's top stars, and until recently, she held the Women's Tag Team Championships alongside Alexa Bliss. But on this week's Raw, Flair came dangerously close to suffering a serious injury, and it took a quick-thinking veteran to save her. The incident occurred during a match with Kairi Sane. As Sane prepared to hit a diving attack, Charlotte's right arm was hanging loose by her side, placing her in a vulnerable position. Had Sane's full body weight landed on that arm, it could have folded badly and resulted in a major injury, one that might have sidelined Flair for an extended period. In the split second before impact, Asuka stepped in. She noticed Flair's arm dangling, reached over, and physically lifted Charlotte's arm into the correct position. Flair understood the cue instantly. Because of Asuka's awareness, the dive was executed safely, and what could have been a disaster instead flowed seamlessly into the match, where Flair and Alexa Bliss ultimately dropped the titles. Her unlikely We're Not Friends partnership with Alexa Bliss has become a fan favorite, with both women receiving some of the strongest positive reactions of their careers. Zelina Vega has had one of the more turbulent journeys in WWE, from her controversial 2020 release to a celebrated return, and now a new on-screen chapter alongside her real-life husband, Aleister Black. Their latest direction has already produced a standout moment involving Cody Rhodes. During the November 7th episode of WWE Smackdown, Black and Vega confronted Cody in a segment that ended with Vega slapping him across the face, a moment that quickly made the rounds online. What fans didn't know is that the slap had an unexpected inspiration. Cinna, a popular Twitch streamer known for her collaborations with Vega and Black, revealed in a recent video that she unintentionally played a role in how that moment unfolded. Although Cinna isn't a wrestler, her connection to Vega runs deep enough that it even influenced what happened on SmackDown. In the video, Vega opened up about the segment and shared a behind-the-scenes detail that didn't make it to air. The camera goes from the slap and then stays on Cody, but I go, that one was for Cinna. Cinna laughed it off, pointing out that Cody Rhodes likely has no idea who she is, and even apologized to him despite having nothing to do with the slap at all. What's your take on Zelina Vega and Aleister Black's current direction in WWE? Do you think this pairing is destined for something major? Share your thoughts in the comments below. WWE's biggest stars are trading the squared circle for the animated jungle. Roman Reigns and CM Punk have officially been cast as zebra police officers in Disney's upcoming sequel, Zootopia 2, slated to hit theaters on November 26th. The casting was confirmed by Paradigm agent Nick LaPiccolo, who represents both men, marking the latest Hollywood venture for two of WWE's most recognizable figures. For Roman Reigns, who hasn't appeared on WWE television since losing to Bronson Reed at Crown Jewel, the film adds to a growing Hollywood resume. The original Tribal Chief has already made voice appearances in Rumble and the Jetsons in WWE Robo WrestleMania, and is set to appear in the upcoming live-action Street Fighter film. CM Punk, the reigning WWE World Heavyweight Champion, brings plenty of acting experience to the table as well. He's appeared in Girl on the Third Floor, Heels, Rabid, and a slew of other film and TV projects. Interestingly, both men are also rumored to be a part of the same team in the men's WarGames match at the upcoming WWE Survivor Series WarGames event, set for Petco Park in San Diego, California later this month. The potential alliance on screen and in the ring has fans speculating if this crossover is just the beginning. AEW's first ever women's blood and guts match on the November 12th episode of Dynamite delivered exactly what fans expected: unfiltered violence, high-risk chaos, and some very real damage to the women involved. And now, new details suggest that former AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter may have emerged from the match injured. According to Fightful Select, Hayter reportedly sustained legitimate injuries during the brutal match. One source indicated that she got banged up and may have chipped several teeth. Despite the punishment, Hayter pushed through the carnage and kept going. Skye Blue also paid a heavy price. Within just the first 5 minutes, she was already gushing blood from her forehead following a nasty cage shot during a heated exchange with Willow Nightingale. The match hadn't even settled into its rhythm before Blue was smashed face first into the steel and got immediately busted open. From there, the violence only escalated. Willow controlled much of the action, hammering Blue with forearms and dragging her down by the hair, but once the fight spilled between the two rings, things turned vicious. Blue's face was ground into the cage, and her crimson mask grew darker with every passing second. Despite the constant flow of blood, she never stopped. The match incorporated barbed wire, broken glass, thumbtacks, and even a bed of nails, turning the ring into a battlefield. The closing stretch saw an emotional and violent scene unfold as Toni Storm, restrained and helpless, was forced to watch Mina Shirakawa take a vicious beating. With no escape for her partner, Storm had no choice but to surrender. AEW later released backstage footage showing Mina receiving medical treatment, her face drenched in blood, while Toni Storm, her makeup smeared and her gear stained, stood over her in rage. Staring directly into the camera, Storm delivered a chilling warning. Marina Shafir, Megan Bain, The Triangle, or any of you bitches responsible for this, there are only two things we're good at: sex and violence. And either way, you're Storm clearly had revenge on her mind, and whoever she goes after next is walking straight into a storm. Between Hayter's reported injuries and the level of brutality displayed throughout the match, the fallout could be significant. But one thing is clear, AEW's women left everything inside the cage, proving they were more than ready to carry the first ever blood and guts match of their own. What did you think of the historic women's blood and guts match? Should AEW bring it back next year, or was the brutality too much? Share your thoughts in the comments. AEW Dynamite featured a rare appearance from Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who was back in the Greensboro Coliseum, an arena that has honored him as one of its most iconic figures. Tony Schiavone called Steamboat to the ring for a tribute segment, giving the WWE Hall of Famer a moment to address the crowd until things took a sharp turn. Before Steamboat could finish his promo, FTR and Stokely Hathaway interrupted. Stokely immediately went on the offensive, aiming a low-blow insult straight at Steamboat's legacy. He told the crowd that if he wanted to bring out his favorite legend, he would call for Macho Man Randy Savage, then asked Steamboat if he had Savage's phone number, a pointed and disrespectful jab given Savage's passing in 2011. Moments later, FTR attacked Steamboat, blindsiding the legend until Brodito rushed out to make the save. Interestingly, Ric Flair, who was announced to appear for the show, didn't show up despite being name-dropped multiple times. Tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite closed with a violent and chaotic main event as the Death Riders clashed with the team of Darby Allin, Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Orange Cassidy in the men's Blood and Guts match. The momentum shifted early when Allin's team was blindsided by a major setback. Mark Briscoe was attacked backstage by the Don Callis family and removed from the match, giving the Death Riders a crucial numbers advantage. They wasted no time exploiting it, repeatedly swarming Allin while Moxley wrapped a belt around his neck and choked him. The chaos escalated further as the fight spilled out of the cage. Briscoe eventually returned and met Wheeler Yuta on top of the structure, trading blows while Darby Allin hammered Pac below. But just as it looked like Allin was about to put Pac away, Gabe Kidd, the Death Riders mercenary, intervened. Kidd zapped Allin with a stun gun, incapacitating him before dragging him up the entrance ramp. Back inside the cage, Orange Cassidy staged a brief comeback. With his hands in his pockets, he took out Daniel Garcia and fired up the crowd. The momentum didn't last long. Claudio Castagnoli cut him off, held him in place, and Jon Moxley horrifically stapled Cassidy's hands into his pockets. But the most shocking moment of the match came moments later on the stage. After setting up two tables and lighting them on fire, Gabe Kidd watched his Pac launch Darby Allin off the ramp and sent him crashing through the flaming wreckage in one of the night's most disturbing spots. Despite the punishment, Allin's team refused to stay down. The closing moments saw Kyle O'Reilly grind through the pain, trap Jon Moxley, and force him to tap out while lying directly on top of broken glass. It was a gritty, defiant victory that capped off one of the most brutal blood and guts matches AEW has ever produced. What did you think of this chaotic blood and guts main event? Did AEW take things too far tonight, or was this the level of violence you expect from the match? Share your thoughts below. Kenny Omega is set to return to AEW Dynamite next Wednesday in Boston, marking his first appearance since WrestleDream in October. His comeback arrives just days before Full Gear, where he'll team with Jack Perry and Luchasaurus against the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander in a six-man tag team match with a $1 million prize on the line. AEW has yet to confirm Omega's role on Dynamite, but his return adds major intrigue to the special 3-hour Dynamite Collision crossover, which also features a non-title match between AEW World Champion Hangman Page and Katsuyori Shibata. With tensions high and Full Gear approaching, Omega's comeback could shift the entire landscape. What do you want to see from his return? And should AEW raise the stakes even higher for Full Gear? For all of our subscribers, don't miss the 9 a.m. Eastern video we dropped earlier today. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.